Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Chaffee. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. Brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware at 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon, New York, on Long Island. And they have everything you need to make sure that you are in good shape just in case we get a tropical storm or hurricane. If you need an electric generator, or if you need a new water pump, or whatever supplies that you need hardware wise, head over to Omni 631-756-1125. They have the best prices in town, and the website is omnitruevalue.com. So here we are after a weather front moved on through. In fact, let me show you that first. And this is the surface map from overnight. Yesterday's weather front has now moved offshore, and you notice it doesn't get very far to the south. It gets down into Maryland and Virginia, and then it kind of arcs back northwestward into it becomes a warm front. And what this is doing is basically bringing a little bit of dew point relief, a little bit of humidity relief. Not much, enough to bring the humidity levels down and make it a bit more comfortable. Dew points around 60 are sure better than dew points around 70, but it's going to be short-lived. This is going to eventually the small dry air mass pulls out, and then we go back into the heat. And tomorrow is going to be the hottest day of this stretch of weather. So as far as today is concerned, we're still going to see temperatures that are going to make it up there in the upper 80s and lower 90s. And then for tomorrow, Thursday, this is going to be the hottest day of this week, as we are going to see highs up not only in the middle to upper 90s, but we're going to see some 100-degree highs. Actually, the better chance for the 100-degree highs looks like it'll be more to the north in the Hudson Valley and on up into Connecticut and Massachusetts and even into southern New Hampshire. That's where the hottest air will be. But look, it could still be every bit of 95 to 100 degrees from the Washington, D.C., Baltimore area, north and east toward New York City and southwestern New England. Long Island will be a bit cooler. At least the south wind will probably keep highs at best in the low to mid 90s. Then as we move on to Friday, we have another one of these weather fronts that will be moving on through. And there could be some showers and thunderstorms on Friday with that front. Highs will be mostly in the lower and a few middle 90s, especially up in New England, where we could see highs closer to 94 or 95. Numbers actually get lower as you go south. And as far as the weekend is concerned, again, a little bit of a dew point break is possible on Saturday, although that front's going to be kind of close by, so we'll have to see if that really does pan out. Temperatures will be in the mid to upper 80s, and then back we go up to 90 or better on Sunday, and 90 or better next Monday. In fact, next Monday could be another one of these days where we'll be in the low to mid 90s, and we've got a weather front that'll be coming through with the chance for some thunderstorms. And the rainfall, by the way, is going to be, really not very much in the over the next week. Radars are very quiet from Maine down to the Carolinas this morning. A little bit of shower activity in Georgia around the either side of the Atlanta area. Big thunderstorms moving across northern Michigan and for this morning, and we've got some heavier downpours to the west on the Upper Peninsula back through Wisconsin, and those extend down to southern Minnesota and into Nebraska. The Storm Prediction Center for today has risk in Michigan, down south and west to northwestern Indiana, through Illinois and into Missouri. That includes Chicago. Milwaukee's in the marginal risk. Chicago's in the slight risk. Detroit is in right on the line between slight and marginal risk. And no thunderstorms are being forecast for tomorrow, for today rather, in the Northeast down into the Mid-Atlantic states for tomorrow. We're looking at just general thunderstorms around the country, and the same holds for Friday. A little bit of marginal risk up there in the northern plains. And as we said, rainfall in the next 7 days, we're looking at anywhere from a half to 3/4 of an inch, and those are just going to come with fronts and thunderstorms. Looks for some patchy higher amounts in parts of the Ohio Valley, and in many places in Kentucky where they don't need to see any more rain. 3/4 of an inch to an inch and a half. Still along the Gulf Coast with an upper low, the west coast of Florida, and then the monsoon area in the southwest. So it's a pretty straightforward outlook here, folks. There's really not much is changing from day to day as far as where all of this is going in the longer term. We still have the heat ridge. We still have the uh, troughing that's dropping into the east just enough to bring some relief, but we don't have anything that I would say would provide robust relief with a real cooling of temperatures. So we may start to see the odd day or two where that happens, but it's still a bit dicey here. And here's our outlook. I look at these thunderstorms for this evening. A pretty well-developed line of storms in that risk area that SPC is showing. But meanwhile, here in the Northeast, nothing. There won't be a shower or a thunderstorm or anything today. Tomorrow, as that front approaches, we might see some showers and thunderstorms tomorrow evening with all that daytime heating. Something should pop up, but they should be mostly inland in Pennsylvania and parts of upstate New York. This is 8 p.m. For Thursday evening, and there's hardly anything down along the shore. You see some scattered cells down in Virginia and North Carolina. Friday, again, that front gets hung up temporarily. Maybe some showers and thunderstorms late in the day. And then that front basically falls apart on Saturday, so there might be some stray leftover showers inland, and maybe a few more clouds, as we indicated. Maybe that's why the temperatures are going to be held down in the 80s, and then it's back to hot and humid for Sunday, hot and humid for Monday. And here comes another front on Monday, approaching with some showers and thunderstorms, and it gets hung up. And then it comes through later on Tuesday, which was kind of how we were figuring it yesterday. The GFS loves to rush fronts through, and it looks like it's going to be another one of these instances where there's a lead trough that brings a few showers and storms late Monday, and then the regular cold front will come through later Tuesday, and maybe behind that we'll get a break, assuming that front doesn't stall out. All right, that pretty much wraps it up. The Joe and Joe Weather Show is going to be with us tonight. We'll have the Joe and Joe Weather Show tonight at 7:30 Eastern Time, so do please join us. And have a great Wednesday.